What's up, Summer League fans? This is Dora Pandeli, and for today's show, no introduction needed for this guy who's sitting next to me. 12 times All-Star, Hall of Famer, Isiah Thomas is with us. What a pleasure. Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
You are welcome. How have you been here in Summer League so far?
Summer League's been good. Not only has it been good, it's been exciting because of all the entertainment that's here. You got the WNBA
exactly.
All-Star game Saturday, and anytime you have young players trying to make the team, then you have the vets showing up. Mm-hmm. So it's really been exciting, and Vegas is always exciting, right?
Exactly. And Summer League has been growing. It becomes
mm-hmm.
bigger and bigger every year. To me, it looks like it's becoming a global meeting point for all markets. It's not just the NBA, because people are thinking, the guys that are trying to get in the league for two-way contracts or to be in the team, but they don't understand that they're coming from all over the world to find players here. So it actually provides with players the market globally. Yeah,
it does. And I don't know if it intended to be this way, but as you know, basketball, it brings people together.
True.
We've said this before.
Exactly.
And those of us who have played it, like you and I mean, you know the power of the sport. But at the same time, when people are putting on these events and putting on these tournaments, you never think about, who it's going to attract and what it's going to be. And every year, as you said, internationally, it continues to grow and grow. And this is where the basketball meeting place happens every year for this month.
Exactly. And this year we had something special. We had a sold-out game the first day of the tournament because of Victor Wembanyama. And what's your take on Victor?
I called you earlier, right? And I called you earlier in the season. And for those of you who don't know, she gives me great scouting reports. So when you hear me talking about the international players, I'm getting all my information from her.
That's me.
But anyway, we've never seen anything like him.
Exactly.
And what I was really amazed at, was defensively, right? Because everybody talks about his offense. But his first game, he blocked 5 shots.
Exactly.
And for those of you who haven't played at this level or played, at college level, it is difficult to block 5 shots. And I think he's going to lead the league in block shots. He's probably going to be the defensive player. I think he'll be a defensive player of the year before he's MVP of the league. He'll definitely be MVP of our league. I mean, the next night he rebounded quickly in terms of scoring. And that's what you like to see from young players. How quickly can they learn from the mistakes or the bad night that they didn't have? So Victor, didn't score well his first night, but then followed up the second night, with 27 points.
Exactly.
That's difficult to do, but the great players can learn quickly, adjust, and adapt.
Especially at that age.
Yes.
Because it's very important to stress out the fact that he's a young player.
Yeah.
Being in I was standing right in front of him, next to him at the tunnel. Everybody had they had their phones out to take a picture or video of him. The stress that he had at that point, how he managed, to play both of these games, it's remarkable for him, for a kid his age.
Not only, everybody had their video cameras and phones out, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in the audience. The stars, the great players who are in the league, they were the ones who had their camera phones out, taking pictures of him. I mean, and that's so unusual for those kind of players, particularly like Kareem, to give that type of respect to a younger player coming in. But he handled it so well, and not only did he handle it well, but he performed,
Kind of talent like that changes the way that other players are playing around him. Do you know what I'm saying? His talent to evolve the way we see the game tactically.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see because, Kevin Durant has had a huge influence on players like him. And Kevin Durant has impacted the game, on another level. What Victor's going to do will definitely take it to another level also, but it'll be interesting to see the type of team they put around him, the type of players, because he's so unique as a player.
Exactly.
How do you build around him, and who will be the right type of player to fit around him and what he does, because he does everything, right? So it's like they ran a clear out for him. He's 7'3". Normally you throw it into the post, hook shot or turnaround J. That's the isolation play. For him, they ran an isolation at the top of the key.
Exactly.
which is crazy,
So besides Wemby, any other players to watch? Your favorite rookies?
So I would say right now my favorite rookie that I'm really keeping an eye on, and these are like late second round picks, people that I kind of got like a fondness for, like Imani Bates. He's had a turbulent college career, but he's from Detroit. Know the family well. He got drafted by Cleveland, so I'm kind of rooting for him. He showed well the last couple of games. Had a rough first start, but so the players that I kind of know that are from like Detroit, those kind of guys I'm rooting for.
Great. So what number is this for you? What summer league? As a commentator or being around basketball in general?
So I was here when it first started.
True.
So
you've been all the way, right?
Yeah.
What's your most memorable summer league?
My most memorable summer league. Can I count this one?
Of course.
Yeah,
Will be this one?
I would have to say this one because the Sphere, right? I mean, the Sphere, and you and I were just talking about it before we came on air. It's just something like you've never seen before. Exactly. It's like the other night we came out and it had a picture of the moon, and it really looked like the moon had like just come and just sat down like right in front of us. So the Sphere, Victor Wembanyama, and I would say those two unique things, different things that we've never seen before. We've never seen the Sphere before. We've never seen a player like Victor. So I would say this is my most memorable.
Well, I agree with you that we've never seen a Sphere or a player like Victor. Are we ever going to see another Isiah Thomas? Have you been looking at the league or the upcoming players that are entering the league? Are any of these guys, do they have your talent, your skills? You see your personality characteristics, things like that. Do you see them in different players, or do you have one?
No, I really do. This is why you're really good. I mean, you like truly are. I commented to one of our scouts last night. I said, the guard play in the NBA has improved so much because the guards now, they all can handle the pick and roll. They can all shoot the three. They can all get downhill, get to the basket. They practice it every day, and they very rarely do they not read the situation right. So the guard play to me is increased. So I'm positive you're going to see more Isiah Thomases like players come along.
Okay, well, who doesn't want to see Isiah Thomas players coming up? We have a lot of European players coming over. Sasha Vezenkov will play for the Kings. We have Vasha Misic from FS going to Oklahoma. We have a lot of people that are coming over. What is your take on that?
I love it. I not only do I love it, but it just shows that when we talked about globalizing the game, not only did we do it correctly, but we also influenced everybody. And so now the pool of talent has expanded, and because the pool of talent has expanded, that means that you're going to get better players. Now what we need to do is expand the pool of talent of the people who cover the game internationally, such as yourself. No. And your international reach, in terms of the game, it needs to be here domestically in the U.S. So we just have domestic U.S. people covering international and speaking domestically, but we never get a full scope and breadth of really what's happening across the globe internationally. That's why, again, I call you, because you're watching it, you're seeing it, you know the players, and you have an understanding of not only what's going on in Europe, but also here domestically in the U.S. So the media, right, hasn't really caught up to what the game has done globally. We need more international people covering our game as opposed to, like we bring international players over, but we don't bring people such as yourself over to really cover the whole scope of the game. And I think our fans would appreciate that.
That's very interesting what you're
saying. You need to be the groundbreaker, the pioneer.
So that's very interesting what you say, because people think this is, you know, we have the NBA, we have Summer League, we have the G League, then we have EuroLeague, EuroCup, we have other leagues around the world. And we think it's a separate thing, when it's not a separate thing. It's one. Basketball is one.
Yes.
Because we see exchanging players, exchanging coaches, assistant coaches, scouts, agents. All these people are all over the place. So, yes, the same thing with media. Because we've been covering, for example, I've been following Victor Wembanyama since he was a baby. Same thing with Giannis, with Luka Doncic. So all these people are here now. And we have the feeling of, you know, we saw them growing up. We know very well what they can do. And I think that
and you know their stories.
You know, all the stories.
Right? You know their stories, and we're trying to learn and know them, right?
Yeah.
But we're trying to know and learn them as adults, as where you know them as teenagers. So you able, and so we don't get the full breadth and scope of their story like you do here, you know, of the American story.
So it will be very interesting to see a Summer League in Europe then.
Yeah.
We discussed this with the new CEO of EuroLeague a couple of days ago here at the Summer League show, and he said he's very open on, you know, discussing with the people that are running Summer League to host a Summer League in Europe, so we can actually start exchanging not only players but ideas, the style of play, coaching ideas, tactics, stuff like that, so we can mostly understand that we are one. We're not a separate thing.
And it helps the game grow.
Exactly.
The more you share knowledge, the more you get more information from different cultures, different spaces, different places, different ideas. You know, the more you grow and the better the game gets.
So, what will your advice be to those young kids that are playing out there, showcasing their talents, not only for Victor Wembanyama, but for all those kids that, you know, they're looking for a shot in the big league?
Yeah.
What would your advice be?
You know, just really, this is going to just sound so simple, but really all you can do is just do your best every single day. You've been practicing hard. You've been working hard, you know, to do the things that you know that you're good at and try to stay away from the things that you're not so good at. And every NBA team is not looking for someone to score 20 points. They most likely have that guy already. So every NBA team is looking for a lockdown defender. If you can come into Summer League and show that you are a lockdown defender, you got a really good chance of making the NBA roster. But if you're coming in saying I can average 20 points, chances are we got that already.
Okay. We need to pass this message to these guys that are playing right now. Thank you very much for being in our show.
Thank you.
I always appreciate when you take 10, 20 minutes to have a chat, because you're a guy that, you know, everyone respects, everyone, not only for what you did while you were playing, but what you're doing now. You know, you're around the game, and that's very important, because we see people that, you know, have been into basketball and then they disappear, but you're still here, you're everywhere, and that's very important. That says a lot about who you are.
Well, thank you, and I'm rooting for you, and I hope you become the groundbreaker and the pioneer to really, like, you know, bring the two countries together.
Thank you very much, and thank you for watching the Summer League show.